podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Let's start the show. Hey,
what's up?
Hello, and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Bennett.
And I am your other co-host, Seth Nacho. Welcome to this beautiful recording.
Indeed.
On a wonderful sunny Sunday afternoon.
Peak late summer, early fall. Last night it was nice and crispy, but not too cold. Beautiful stuff. You love to see it.
Yeah, the seasons are changing.
And
slowly
since
but
it's
surely.
not hot outside anymore, I can do the yearly declaration that global warming has been defeated.
We've won, people. It's over.
It's not hot. Some are saying, not me, but some people are saying it's cold. Global cooling.
Global warming hasn't been a thing in forever, dude. It's all about climate change now. You know that.
Which I'm sure I've enumerated my feelings on this topic ad nauseum at this point.
You have.
But no shit, the climate change is it's the fucking stupidest cause to get seasons pass. Like, you want to do seasons passing activism?
I don't think it's a little more serious than that, but yeah.
Nah,
okay.
I'm thinking I'm right.
Okay, buddy. Oh man, what's been going on with you, man?
Not all that much. I've been kind of sucked into specifically Team Liquid's push on the Race to World First to take down Nehru Bar, which is the first raid of the season in the new WoW X pack. Fucking crazy, dude. They're almost to the weekly reset, and they haven't even beaten the 5th boss out of 8 that you need to clear to finish the raid. And they're still ahead of the other top 2 or 3 guilds by 80% of that boss's health bar.
Yeah.
They just lost their 300th pull right before I started coming over here. So
Jesus.
yeah, it's intense stuff. It's cool as a newer player to see at the high level what the strategy for it looks like what classes, subbing people in and out, being like, oh fuck, watching people actively trade gear with each other or go out and loot gear from the world and then feed it up to the raid team. So it's more than just the people who are in the 25-man raid. It's a whole organization.
Yeah, the whole guild.
Literal whole guild. It's honestly inspirational. I'm like, damn, this is what it looks like when people come together and actually support each other and help each other out.
A couple of bros gaming, dude. Some real teamwork.
Dude, more than a couple. But yeah, that's been kind of capturing me recently. What about you?
I've been trying to avoid all the Sable hate on Twitter.
POV, you've ruined Dead by Daylight.
So I figured out what that's about. I was watching a video about it last night. You told me about it the other day.
We all know what it's about.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we do.
Oh, do we? 'Cause I didn't know. I just thought it was because she was really popular. Everybody hates the default Sable. I figured out what it really is. By the way, I'm talking about Sable Ward, a character from the video game I play on stream called Dead by Daylight. This character was released, I think, in February of this year, and she was very, very popular because she's like a goth, and people were like, "Oh my god, that's so cool." So people have been playing her, but apparently she's racist.
Yeah.
But actually, she's not. The whole reason that they're calling her racist is because she released with a few extra cosmetics than some other people. But not gonna lie, everyone else, the last original survivor before her that was released before her, Gabriel Soma, has way more cosmetics than her, and he's not white.
Well, the thing is,
and even if you release with a few less, you still get more in the end. Then you got to count the total, not what you release with. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Because who knows if the character's going to be good or not? But people are going to play it. So if the character's not going to get played that much, why would you release cosmetics for them?
What makes a character good or not? 'Cause that's
No, it's like popularity.
okay.
Like if people like the character, how they're received is
Yeah.
what I mean. Like it's almost like an investment. If you release a character that people don't like with a lot of cosmetics, people aren't going to buy them.
Okay,
Stuff like that, you know.
I see.
It's not racist. The behavior is like one of the least racist companies I know
Dude,
in terms of game development.
I'm gonna tell you something so real.
Alright,
And
tell me
it might not hit for you right now, but sit with this thought
Yeah.
and realize that a lot of these activist voices out there who complain about stuff, even somebody existing as a white person is racist to them.
Right.
You have no idea how much they hate you.
And the hate and vitriol with that, let's forget Sable for some reason, has now translated into hating a real person. Because there's a real artist that made a skin for her in a contest. And people are getting very mad at the artist, and it's like, bro.
What's the address? Like, what's the local SWAT number we gotta call? Let's ruin this motherfucker's life.
What, the artist?
Yeah.
You're in
That's
on
gonna,
it?
yeah, that's gonna make me progressive if I join in on this behavior.
Yeah, I'm being an asshole. Yeah, okay.
It makes me a good person, actually.
Yeah, I'm fighting against racism, dude. Kill them! Kill them! Yes!
Fuck it, I'll kill me too. Where's the rope, homie?
Jesus. This episode got dark in like the first 10 minutes.
That's okay. I mean, the rest of it's gonna be pretty incredible. I'm gonna tease it. I'm gonna foreshadow it. Vibe-shadow it a little bit, how much I'm highlighting it.
I think Doug's got some inner machinations that he's ready to expose.
I have an awesome segue into a certain part of the show. You're not gonna believe it, but you're gonna love it.
Okay. I love it. I love it when Doug has a secret boardroom meeting without me. Fucking what a piece of shit. This is my enterprise. So no surprise. No Spotify comment this week.
I mean, was there Spotify anything? That platform?
Yeah, I'm really confused. Like, I want Spotify to do well too, but like, the listens aren't looking good this week.
It's just I chalk it up to. It's hard to get into that algo. It's so corporate dominated. Plus, bad week to have any show that isn't run by a already notable internet celebrity.
Well, one of our listeners, I think, is completely transferred over to YouTube at this point because they want to see us. You know, I guess that's the thing. But we did have a comment on the YouTube video from Mama Puff, longtime listener,
Hell yeah.
and it's a bit weird. So she starts off by saying, "Hey guys, love the show. Did you know Kamala was born in Canada?" Which I don't think is true. You cannot run for president if you were born not in the U.S. This is a proven fact.
Well, you can run for sure.
But you can't be elected.
Yeah, but nothing stop. There's no law against running.
I don't think Kamala's from Canada. After watching the debate, I can honestly say I would not vote for Kamala. I wouldn't have even before watching that debate. Okay, Mom.
Thank you.
What's happening in Springfield is very similar to what is happening here in small towns throughout Canada. Look forward to next week's podcast. I guess Canada also has an immigration problem.
Yeah, it was kind of like outside of the specific scope I wanted to hit, but Canada has been having like for years at this point. Specifically, they're getting a lot of like the sort of Indian and Pakistani immigration that you see in places like Great Britain.
Yeah.
Which imagine that the Commonwealth is affected in the same way throughout it. Australia also. So like these three Commonwealth nations all have had sort of the same kind of immigrant problem, but a lot of Canada's, to my understanding, revolves around specifically student visas, where a bunch of them will get student visas, fill up a bunch of housing, and then instead of going to school, they just don't go to school. They work usually at a business that somebody further up the chain of immigration started. So like an explosion of smoke shops, liquor stores, the typical immigrant businesses, things that are easy to start and that everybody wants to use. Of course, that's a slam dunk hit as a business to start.
Sure.
Just easy money.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if it's quite as bad as 20,000 going to a small town all at once. Well, not all at once, but having 20,000 people in a 60,000 person town. But like either way, I'm sorry that this is affecting your life negatively. I know Trudeau is pretty crazy guy, so he's not offering. He's probably like all into that idea. If the Democrats down here are doing it, I'm sure Trudeau's like on the next level of it.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it seems to be part of some bigger framework as well. Several other cities came up in immigration news this week. Chicago, Alabama, one of them. The town hall footage from that went crazy. It was pretty intense. They did a good job of both sidesing it because they released the entire footage, and there was a pretty impassioned man who looked about our age, and he was saying this is messed up. A lot of the same things, like we don't got somewhere to live.
What kind of immigrants were they giving them?
Oh, it's Haitians.
Oh, hey, okay, they're just putting the Haitians everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, old ass people talking about.
You know what I heard about Haiti?
What's that?
Because you know how it's an anarchy, and so crime gangs are running the capital, right? They're an anarchy. Kenya has sent 400 police officers to go help. Thank you, Kenya.
Yeah. Sweet. You love to see it.
The Kenyan police might end up being part of a UN effort at some point. So,
hey,
right now I think they're just from Kenya, but it might be part of a UN thing.
I mean, that's why globally we've invested in that continent so they can sort of rise to the world stage with the rest of us. So honestly, I'm here for it. One thumb up for Kenya.
Hell yeah.
Potential for a second thumb later if it works out. But you get one thumb for even trying.
Yeah, thanks for the effort.
Yeah. In terms of the Kamala birthplace, and this is Wikipedia, who've been institutionally captured.
Who you can trust completely.
Most of the time.
If your teacher tells you not to use Wikipedia as a source, that's because they don't want you to do it on easy mode.
Well, it used to be, like, Wikipedia set its own standard. Initially, it was anybody can say anything. And there was a period of time in its inception where it was wise to avoid it. And then it had a really good period. And then ever since about 2020, wonder why, it's kind of been institutionally captured by the powers that be.
I just want to say you took that very seriously.
Hey, somebody else out there might have too.
ChatGPT is way better these days, guys.
True.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, true. But
it'll search the internet for you.
Yeah, they got it definitely looking like there's no Kamala Canada connection. I was like, maybe one of her parents worked in Canada at some point, but the story is that both of them came straight to Berkeley, California, and then moved to Oakland. That's where the Kamala story starts.
I guess Dad left them.
Who knows?
Because she was in her stories, she's always like talking about how it's her mom, and how her mom had to finally bought a house for them when she was in high school or whatever. So I imagine that the dad was not involved, but yet Trump is very keen on the fact that he's a Marxist guy, so that she must be a Marxist. And I'm like, well, if her dad wasn't around, how is she going to become a Marxist?
I think emphasizing what her mother was able to pull off. If you look at her mom's career trajectory, like microbiologist and doing like heavyweight research and consulting work for pharmaceuticals and tech and science industry and all that, Dad being in the liberal arts, I mean, that at no point in modern history had the liberal arts ever really paid the bill for.
Yeah, paid the bill. No,
So,
exactly.
you know.
So maybe Mom should have had a house earlier. I don't know.
Yeah.
With all that sweet consulting money.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's segue into big question
Boom, boom, boom.
of the week.
Hell yeah.
Because it's based on careers. Tell me, Doug.
Career in that
What's
country
your-
over there in Southeast Asia?
What's your dream career?
Oh man. There's not really one. There's just a bunch of shit that I would love to do, and I don't think I'm the kind of person that's ever really.
Can you give one of those?
Yeah, I mean, some kind of, honestly, sportscaster. Whether it be an e-sport or a traditional sport.
You want to be like a John Madden?
Yeah, getting to be a guy who just knows a whole bunch about what's going on and talking about it.
Color commentator over here.
Yeah.
We should start our own like online melee.
Fuck that.
Like, we should start our own online melee tournaments where we're the commentators. Dude, that'd be so sick.
I mean,
we need fuck that.
We could start some kind of tournament, but I'm not getting involved in anything Smash related.
We know enough about the game to comment on it. What do you mean?
Okay, well, let's learn about something new, man. That community is either already deeply entrenched in what they got going on, and then the rest of them are pedophiles. So,
Yeah.
you know, being not of the old guard.
I would say most of them are not pedophiles.
That's why there's that whole other category of the people who are already deeply entrenched.
Yeah, the way you said it sounds like it's like a 50-50. I want to make it clear it's probably like 95-5.
This is still a two-sided split, brother.
Sure, but it's like a 95-5.
Wait, some kind of caster, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm already a podcaster, so let's just keep casting all kinds of stuff. Maybe even cast a spell or two.
Wizard Gang, we love casted spells.
Shadow Money Wizard Gang.
We love casted spells.
What do you want to do, man?
I like podcasting and streaming. I kind of want to. I feel like a super cool dream career would be to. Wait, are you okay?
It's called belching.
I thought you were
It's
wincing at me.
It's an expulsion of gas.
I thought you were literally cringing because of what I was saying. I feel like a content creator would be cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I got some YouTube videos lined up in the back burner coming to you this week. One of them maybe coming to you this week.
If I couldn't make it in that field, it sounds like we pretty much have the same answer. Just some form of media personality. The backup dream would be cop.
Cop.
You know how fun that would be?
How fun that would be.
It'd be awesome. You get a sweet car. No one can tell you shit. And if you fuck up, I mean, you're kind of supposed to fuck up.
Yeah, you're protected. Yeah. So you don't have to protect people, but you are protected by the law.
Sounds great to me, honestly.
Yeah. I'm just worried that you might get shot at.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the appeal.
Okay.
Again,
I think homicide detective would be fucking sick, but to get to that point, you have to be a police officer. So, I don't know if I've got the, I don't know if I've got the same mystery solving brain that some people have though. But homicide detective would be cool.
Okay.
You get a car that doesn't look like a cop car, and then you get to go around to crime scenes and investigate, and then build cases and go to court. That sounds cool.
yeah. And if you're really good at it, you get to talk about your wife a lot too.
Yeah.
That's a Columbo reference for those of you keeping track at home.
Yeah, you get to drink a cup of coffee at work and people come up to you and you're like, shut the fuck up, my wife just did this to me.
Well, he always talks about how awesome his wife is.
Okay, well, in the scenario I'm painting, you're on the verge of a divorce.
In a sense, aren't we all spiritually on the verge of a divorce?
Spiritually? Who are we divorcing? God?
That's
People like you are the reason God doesn't talk to us anymore.
Jeez, Frank, that's a little intense.
I've cursed your name, Steve.
What a question. That's a good one, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah, bro.
Speaking of other big things,
Yeah.
big update to big news of the week. Is that
Don't look at me. Tell them.
all the news
Here we
this
go.
week, election and otherwise, fake and gay. None of it faker and gayer than gangster rap. As we look at the P. Diddy case a little bit, why don't we?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Why is it's faking gay? Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
P. Diddy case. Yeah.
Well, to elaborate on that real quick, none of it seems real, and none of it's being talked about as if it was real. So that makes it fake, and a lot of it's really dumb, which makes it gay. So fake and gay.
90s.
And then P. Diddy, fake and actual gay, because a lot of these gangster rappers traded their asses literally to
Yeah.
Diddy in order for record deals.
True.
Yeah. Notable few left out of that, and you see this looking back on their careers. Like maybe the one guy who was actually gangster rap was probably Ice Cube. And he's had a pretty significant track record of not being about that shit, to the point where the major falling out of NWA was with Eazy, known homosexual. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, because Easy died of AIDS.
yeah, and then other stuff has like come out about his life where he was really on the down low.
So Ice Cube didn't make a deal with P Diddy, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. I
Maybe-
was like, he's the one that didn't.
Maybe the one actual gangster rapper. The rest of it was just some guys that looked pretty to Diddy, and through one way or another, given how maybe they weren't on his label, but his label had its hands in so many other labels. Like he was sort of the linchpin figure of music, at least that kind of music, and a lot of other kinds of music for the greater part of 30 years. There's a reason him and Justin Bieber didn't hang out anymore after that one time. He wouldn't. Diddy convinced Justin Bieber's parents and agent Scooter Braun, who, if you know anything about Scooter Braun, you know that he's a bad guy. Talk to Taylor Swift about that one.
Sure.
But yeah, somehow 14-year-old Justin Bieber ended up spending a weekend with P Diddy, privately at P Diddy's establishments, and came back noticeably different. People noticed it at the time. It's like things are weird with Justin now. Justin's he's a little
Because Justin was discovered kind of by Usher, right? Usher's not involved with P Diddy, right?
I mean, Usher is involved as well.
Okay.
I think. I can real time fact check this, but I think I saw that Usher deleted his Twitter.
Okay. Well.
You can name somebody and they're connected to this guy, is the point.
Are we going to talk about the lawsuit?
We can talk. I mean, this is all stuff that is relevant to the lawsuit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like how in the lawsuit, when P Diddy does these activities with people, they're called freak offs.
And all the stuff that goes into that caught up was listed in a police report as various freak off supplies.
Which included 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
That's
a little too much baby oil.
I saw somebody make a rendering, a 3D modeling of what that would look like. And to help the viewer out at home, the baby oil bottles, like the kind you'd buy in the store, you probably have the mental picture in your head as I'm saying this, to me would roughly be like the size of that shaker bottle right there. So right there on the screen, 1,000 of those full of lubricant.
Well, baby oil.
Which is you can use it as a lubricant.
You can?
I mean, it just point blank is. All oils are lubricant.
Yeah, but I feel like a traditional sex lubricant would be better than baby oil if you're going to use it for sex.
It depends.
Now, if you're just oiling up to look pretty, I guess.
Like most lubricants for applications like that, the only real difference between any of them is whether they're water-based or silicone-based. And so the difference is, are you having protected or unprotected sex? Which one is better for you?
Okay, well, Crisco should not be used. Unless you're making pancakes.
That's a
bacon.
Yeah, that's a food stuff, not a...
It is still an oil, still a lubricant, according to your definition.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of those vegetable and seed oils were originally processed for manufacturing application, like to put on cotton gins and
machines and stuff.
Into a car engine.
Like a WD-40 type deal.
Yeah, you actually really technically aren't supposed to be eating seed oils. They're industrial products.
Well, they made them for us. That's good enough for me.
Just because you can. It's like...
They cook our potato chips in sunflower oil.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you shouldn't eat potato chips. If you cut up a potato nice and thin, you fry it in butter or whatever, or you bake it and get it crispy that way, it's almost a health food. Potatoes are dumb good for you.
What about peanut oil?
Peanut
oil count as one of those?
I mean, I think you can get away with peanut oil. I mean, peanut butter is one of the most recommended health foods of all time. Thank you, George Washington Carver.
Calorie-rich foods, maybe.
Yeah,
so anyway, we're getting away from Diddy a bit, but Diddy went to jail this week,
yeah,
right?
Actual jail. A lot of people think he's going to be Epstein. He's
on suicide watch or whatever.
He's gotten the nickname Black Epstein, which, maybe Epstein was the white Diddy, if you think about it, actually.
But,
So some of the charges that he's getting brought up on, most of the charges are not related to any sex crimes in the way that we traditionally think of them. I don't think that he's being brought up right now to this degree. And I'd have to check on this. I don't think they're hitting him with any like rape or assault charges. What he's getting got on is racketeering, which is like legalese for you own a criminal organization.
Yeah.
And he's getting got on trafficking a lot.
Yeah, human trafficking.
Yeah. Both kinds, like regular human trafficking, like one would do for labor, or just like the forced moving of people. Trafficking is a pretty broad category. Technically, if you took me on a road trip, technically you trafficked me. Did you do it illegally or not? It depends a lot on like why you're doing it and if I consent to it and like the purpose of the enterprise.
Yeah, that trafficking is confusing because like that's the same thing Andrew Tate got in trouble for like taking women over to Romania to do his thing. That was trafficking. So I don't, I get a little confused. When I think of human trafficking, I think of like slave trading, like capturing people and then selling them off.
Yeah, like so that's criminal human trafficking.
Yeah.
That's the kind that you get tried for, like he is right now. So he's got regular human trafficking, and on top of that, he's also getting hit with sex trafficking.
Right, because I think he supposedly took women across state lines to prostitute or something.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
I think there's not a lot of there's not like convictable or triable hard evidence for like some of the date right like everybody involved in a freak off was essentially just on hella date rape drugs.
Yeah, there's a lot of narcotics was part of the freak off supplies.
Yeah, and a part of the process of a freak off party was the physician supervised IV recoveries.
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
Which
yeah.
I don't know that I've ever done anything period that requires IV electrolyte recovery.
Yeah, but they have those businesses in town, dude. You could like go to that place and get recovered. So, I mean, some people need it. You drink that much,
I think very few people need it. It's a nice trick.
I think it's a rich person business. It's like if you have the money and you're like, man, that'd be cool.
Hey, let me just opt out of a very important part of living.
What? A hangover?
Well, it's important. Like you can't. It's just like a diet, right? If everything you do is awesome all the time, that's probably bad for you. That's probably bad for you as a person.
Sure.
Spiritually, like if you just think they're sweet all the time, it's good for things to suck a little bit.
I mean, yeah, if you like eat cake every day, it's bad for you.
You're gonna die. All you eat is cake.
Well, we're all gonna die, Doug. I mean, I don't understand your point there. What if the cake has nutrients in it, like protein?
Protein cake?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a real thing.
Just hit me with a Soylent Green then.
That old lady on TikTok makes protein cookies.
The at-home versions of stuff like that are honestly pretty.
Yeah, you could make your cake like that.
Pretty good. But yeah, man, just crazy stuff. And the person who got it worst of all in the whole Diddy thing is probably Meek Mill.
Right. Right. Do you guys know about this? Do you guys know about this?
I suggest not listening.
Yeah, same.
The audio of it. I certainly, my appreciation of the subject was not enriched by it. It does haunt me a little bit, in fact. But about 2 minutes of audio came out. Someone had either...
I think it was his bodyguard, Meek Mill's bodyguard.
So somebody got at least audio, although I'm pretty sure Diddy was taping a lot of it. There's a lot of cameras in all the houses that they've raided to this point already. And which... How else are you going to take advantage of this compromise, of this sexual blackmail that you have on all these people to control them? How else would you do that without recordings?
Yeah.
But anyway, about 2 minutes of audio got released, and it just sounds fucking insane. Like, it doesn't sound... It sounds like, honestly, the kind of noises I would make if I was making fun of how hard somebody was having sex. But it is very clearly two gentlemen, two adult males, manly men, cool guys, if you will, making these noises.
Cool guys.
And yeah, it's just the kind of thing you hear, and it paints those individuals in a completely different light. Like some things need to be left in the dark.
Yeah, I didn't need to know that about Meek Mill.
So,
but
yeah, never beat. He wasn't beating them anyway. Not beating the allegations. He's like officially Diddy's bottom bitch. Like, goddamn, brother, was it worth it? Probably it was all worth it.
I mean, look at his success.
I was thinking about it.
Church, Breach.
And maybe to the like, when you're somebody that bitched like that for decades, multiple decades, it probably does start to take its toll. But a lot of the more auxiliary names that have been attached to this, I'm like, probably.
Do you think Meek Mill's actually gay? I doubt he actually enjoyed it.
I don't know. I mean, at a certain point, pleasure is pleasure. Like,
Okay.
bodies are just bodies at a certain point. I think probably there got to be a point where he tricked himself into liking it.
Just to deal with it.
Just to cope. Like,
Well,
it probably helped that he can look at so many other people like, well, they've been at least as degraded and demeaned as I have.
That's so sad,
this is clearly
dude.
normal.
It's like eating licorice. Like you trick yourself into liking the flavor. You're like, yep, this is actually good.
It's, man, licorice is like a bad candy, but it can be an appropriate flavor from time to time. I'll say that much.
That's how Meek Mill felt.
Brother, am I beating the allegations?
Of licorice eating? Nope, you're not.
Fuck.
Dirty licorice eater.
So, yeah, I think the long and short of it is P. Diddy's going down mafia style.
Yeah.
Racketeering wasn't, it was how the federal government was finally able to get its hands on the Italian mafia specifically. They had to come up with it. I can't name you off the acronym for it now, but the R in RICO, when someone's on a RICO trial, that stands for racketeering.
Yeah.
And it's basically just the formal process of they had to figure out how to essentially charge somebody with aiding, abetting, running, and owning a criminal organization. Same kind of stuff that Young Thug is on trial for right now too, which, I mean, he is beating his case, let me tell you that much. None of the prosecutors know how to handle it.
And it's hilarious because they use like his lyrics like in his songs as like evidence.
Yeah.
It's so stupid to like play a snippet of Young Thug song.
And that's one of those trials. It's a state level trial, so you can have cameras in those courtrooms.
Yeah.
And like someone will throw on Trap Queen, for example, and you just see all these people visibly.
Wait, that's Fetty Wap.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they're both Atlanta, so forgive me for.
Okay, I'm just confused.
Sorry, this isn't r/hip hop heads, brother.
Well, it goddamn should be.
Our hip hop heads is all just like exclusively like 13-year-old.
Yeah, I know. I don't want that. I just meant we should know our hip hop, you know.
I mean, apparently a lot of it's not worth knowing about. Apparently a lot of it's just a complete psyop.
A lot of it probably, yeah. Mumble rap, Jesus. But yeah, anyway,
yeah,
so they're playing Young Thug songs in the courtroom, and it's funny.
Well, you just watch these people literally have to like hold themselves back from like nodding along or
Yeah.
enjoying it.
It's like the Boondocks when they did the R. Kelly trial. They played the song.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But yeah, he's going down for a lot of racketeering, and you see a lot of people hushing the fuck up, and a lot of people associated not just in the music or the entertainment industry, but the reach of Sean Combs' criminal empire extended into a ton of other places, like hospitality, obviously some merchandising or whatever. But you're seeing all of these people resign from their positions and kind of start separating themselves from it as much as possible. Now, I mean, nobody is really getting away from this at this point. Once the feds are involved, like, one lawyer broke it down in a way that I thought was really good. And it was like, you look at the scale of time over which this happens and you wonder why it would have had to go on for so long given how much they already have on Diddy that we've seen. He's like, that's because for the federal government to get involved, there essentially has to be a case. The feds don't take on shit they can't win. So with how far this is going, hardly anybody's getting away from this scot-free, but you're seeing all these resignations everywhere from people who are either directly tied to Diddy or one or two steps down the chain from direct ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think they're going to get a lot of people snitching on him that are like his collaborators, whatever it is, Corroborator. Yeah, they're going to get like a bunch of people. They're also listed on the lawsuit, and then they're going to get them to probably snitch on him for a lighter sentence or whatever.
Yeah, so it should be fun to watch all that come out. I gotta say, you love to see it. I think this is going to be different here's my little pet theory, my crackpot conspiracy, tinfoil activated. They're not gonna this is gonna be different than the Epstein one was in one critical detail. Is that the establishment, the powers that be, have spent so long building up a society that revolves around identity politics. There's no way they're gonna get away with being able to Epstein a black man in jail. So he is gonna have to sit through a full trial, and it will involve all these people coming out, telling these stories, pointing fingers everywhere, because it wouldn't be a good look, fam. It wouldn't be very DEI, progressive ESG to Epstein a black man in this country.
Okay, Epstein, wasn't he Jewish?
Yeah, we all know that counts as white.
Oh, okay. Cool. It only counts as white when you want it to.
Yeah, it's very flexible like that.
It's kind of like Asians.
Well, the big three anyway.
What?
All I'm saying is Cambodians don't exactly get the white pass.
Okay, well, you know the Asian thing is remember Evergreen?
Yeah, model minorities. Mm-hmm. Historically, they were called model minorities.
What does that mean?
It means
model.
It means that the Klan left them alone. They know. Yep, cool.
Oh, wow.
Somebody needs to do math.
Oh my God!
They said it, not me.
Jesus, Jim, but you're saying it right now.
Well, we have to talk about these things. That was in our talk about things that were in our textbooks. That was in our high school textbooks.
Well, can I just say about Evergreen is that remember during all the microaggression shit and all that stuff, there was a point where they were all mad at the white people, all the black students and I guess other races and stuff. I saw a lot of black students being vocal in one of the footage I saw. And then an Asian student got up there and was like, yeah, but I mean, you guys are kind of being racist against white people. And then the black girl got up and said, no, honey, you don't get to talk.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember Stop Asian Hate?
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped talking about it really quick when we figured out who was doing all the Asian hate.
Oh, well. Just saying, Asians are a minority, but unless something else happens. And then they're kind of lumped in.
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk about it in this, we have to use at least a slightly truer framework. They get to be POC until it's inconvenient. I think we've talked about on the show before about how nobody's actually a minority.
Right, yeah. No, yeah.
In this country.
I was using the word because it's the popular word for it, but yes, no one's actually a minority in the U.S.
Be part of the change, brother. We're crafting a better future.
Who's a minority in the world?
Minority in the world?
Out of the 8 billion people on this planet Earth. Asians would not be a minority. Well, they probably have the most people.
Yeah, if we go with the big color language categories, then it's the whites.
Yep, that would be the minority in the world.
Global minority for sure. I don't know if there's even a billion white people. Meanwhile, you have at least almost 2 billion Indians. If the numbers are correct, you have 1.3 billion Chinese.
Yeah.
So, already, I don't think there's even probably a billion white people worldwide. Let me put it like that. So,
okay. I think there might be, but
yeah. If you start getting really minute,
if you count Russia and all the European, I feel like maybe there might be a billion. We won't be 1/7 or 1/8 of the world.
But no, if you start getting really minute about it, I mean, have you ever even met an Azerbaijani?
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. Okay.
What is that? What is that in Middle East or is that
I think they're on
Azerbaijani?
Yeah, I think if you go past Iran, it's one of the smaller places there.
Okay.
One of the places that probably diaspora-wise would fit. It probably would have fit into the USSR pretty well.
Look at Uzbekistan.
Exactly. Have you ever met a Uzbeki? I've not.
No. I've met a Georgian, but only from the United States.
Hey.
Georgia's also a country. You ever met someone from Moldova? I've not met someone from Moldova. That's European.
I mean, I don't think...
Or from Luxembourg? What the fuck?
Yeah, that country definitely doesn't have an ethnicity, though. That's definitely just a neighborhood of aristocrats who are well, there's enough of us and we're rich enough that Let's just see if they'll let us have a country. Like, that whole country is the size of a gated community.
Yeah, I think it might be like actually like the most per capita like richest people, but it's just because of that. Like I don't know.
I mean, when the poorest guy around you is only worth 100 million euro, you're doing pretty good per capita.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like Monaco.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
well, Diddy trial will be fun to keep up with, but they finally got him.
Yes.
We talked about the home raids and Homeland Security when they raided his houses, but now they finally put him in jail for all this, and the fucking baby oil is crazy.
It's just wild.
Yeah, you gonna segue into our? You gonna five-head your way into the next part?
No, fake and gay was the. Yeah, it turns out all rap music's fake and gay. Who knew?
Oh, okay. Well, so I thought we were gonna do the draft wars.
Yeah, we could do a little bit of that.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
We had a new little game we were gonna play, so bear with us for this one. I think it'll be decent.
Hell yeah.
Do you wanna go first?
Sure.
Like, I think we should just do 3 instead of 5. I think we should do 3.
Yeah.
You do one. We'll have the neutral one, and I'll do one.
Yeah. Works for me. So I'm going elementary with this. I think it really tells you a lot about a person, what they put together for this category. We're going to do colors. Okay?
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously going first, top of the list, top of the order. On every team, you have to have one of these. I'm going red.
Okay. So, guys, the way this is going to work, I just thought we should explain the rules a little bit.
Okay.
Is one of us goes first, and then it kind of snakes. So the next person gets 2 picks, and then you get back, you get 2 picks, and it goes back and forth like that until we each have 5 of a team.
With the goal, ideally, being to have the better 5.
Yeah. I think I know where you're going with here. So you're going with red.
Yes.
I'm going to go with blue. Blue's going to be my first color.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm going to go with a really nice purple.
Nice, okay. Snatching up one of the primaries and getting actually the middle ground. Okay, so really positioning a little differently than I would here. I mean, you want a primary color to anchor your team, and then you need things to enrich it beyond that.
I love that
So
for you.
I'm going neon green. Thinking like underlighting, Fast and the Furious, neon signs are super sick, and green being the coolest of all the neon colors. And then we need something.
I disagree, but yes.
I disagree. you would. That's why you didn't pick it.
It's subjective, buddy. Go ahead.
And then you need something a little more seasonal as well. So I'm going like sunflower yellow, a little more on the pastel side. Just nice, soft. Start smoothing out this lineup a little bit.
Okay. Cool. Pastel yellow, red, and what was the other one?
Neon green.
What the fuck is this, Easter, but like with red? Like, I don't understand. I got blue and purple. My next color is going to be black.
Okay.
Love black. And then after black, I'll go with like a forest green. It's got like a darker green.
Oh, you're skewing it. You're skewing heavier toward the saturated side, the deeper pigments. Oh, very interesting set of tastes here. I got to go with like charcoal gray / slate, depending on how you would define that. Something
Gunmetal gray.
gunmetal is a fucking ugly ass gray, and I will stand by that opinion. Charcoal's a little deeper.
The charcoal gray with pastel yellow is an insane combination, Doug. I want you to understand that.
Brother Bear, maybe the next boardroom meeting, I'll pull up some color wheels. I'll prove you wrong. And then we gotta have
neon green with charcoal gray.
These don't have to go together. We're not doing a painting with these. These are just good colors to have if you're gonna have colors.
Sure.
And then like finally, we'll go back lighter with a little bit of sky blue. I feel pretty good about this team. I think we got a lot of things covered here. We had the best primary color. We have some good soft seasonal tones, We have the entire night. Nobody likes pitch black darkness, okay? You don't want to step outside and just not see anything.
So charcoal gray is your night.
You know, a little bit of dusk and then some neon to just brighten that up and really make things feel cool. I don't see how any 5 could be better.
And then I go with, my last pick is going to be brown.
Gee whiz, brother.
Blue, purple, like a dark green, black, and brown. I got the cool colors.
You sure do.
We're hanging out. We're all cool together.
Oh, like honestly, yeah. I mean, you're talking about these going. None of those go together. You're trying to.
They go together. What do you mean?
None of those go together.
Green and brown goes great together. Blue and brown goes great together. Blue and purple goes great together. Green and purple, maybe you're right. Everything goes with black.
Unless you're dressing, in which case you should not be pairing blue or brown with black.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
Well, you said everything, so everything's.
I'm talking about if you put the two colors together, like on a picture, it would look great together. Blue and black would go great together. It goes great together with clothes.
I hear you.
It just depends on how you do it. You shouldn't wear like a black. Well, you can wear a black belt with a blue suit, and then have black shoes, as long as your shoes and belt match.
You know what?
But honestly, brown is more in style now. So if you wear a blue suit, you'd wear a brown belt with brown shoes.
Yeah, to me, that's the move.
That is very in style right now.
Yeah. What about your list? What do you got for us?
Oh man, I got anime protagonists.
Okay. Anime, for those of you out there who don't know.
Wow, wow! I feel like everyone knows what that is now. But go ahead, Doug.
I don't want to alienate anyone.
All right, very true, Doug. Go ahead, tell them.
That's what they call cartoons in Japan.
Right. Oh, I get to go first, don't I? All right, we start off with a banger. Let's start off with Naruto Uzumaki.
Okay, that's hard. That goes hard.
That goes hard.
You want that on any team.
That's your primary killer.
Essentially. Golly. I'm wondering if I know 5 protagonists at this point. I have to go with the other obvious choice here. Monkey D. Luffy.
Yep.
Okay. He just keeps getting better and better.
That is an obvious choice. I would agree with you. That is also top of the line.
And I mean, it rivals, I think, Naruto in terms of like the power of friendship being so overcoming.
They do it in different ways, but yes, they do both, have that same, as Luffy would put it, his nakaba. But, Naruto's like, my village and my friends. Next up, I'm going to have to go,
It's 2 for me, buddy.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Anyway.
My bad, I got lost.
I almost hate to pick him so early.
Luffy counts as 2.
I mean, he counts as 5. In some ways, you could say he counts as 5. But, yeah, I hate to pick this one so early, but I also hate to leave it on the table. So I feel like I have to get him now. We're going Light Yagami from Death Note.
I thought you were going to say Gon, because you're a big Hunter x Hunter guy.
I mean...
The Light Yagami, okay.
I hate
the anti-hero, but he is the protagonist.
Yeah.
What, you're telling me protagonists don't have to be a good guy? And?
Yeah, Morty.
But geez, Rick, I don't know, man. He seems like a real bad guy.
Okay, there's a lot of people that are bad. I'm a bad guy, Morty. It's still my story.
I'm gonna go with Tanjiro.
Okay, that's the lead on Demon Slayer, right?
Yeah. He's a badass. He's only getting better and better. He started off not as strong, and he's gotten stronger. He's great.
Man, I only watched season 1 of that show, so
Yeah.
forgive me for saying this, but he was probably my least favorite thing about the show and why I didn't keep watching it. He really rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, he's all about that friendship and bullshit too, But that's like his only character trait.
Still, though.
At least Naruto had the sad bench, Like Tanjiro didn't have that. Well, he's got the dead family. That's what he's got. That's his dark past. My family died. My sister became a demon. Oh, Rick, I don't know, man.
Get over it.
Shut up, Morty. Summer's waiting. The cars. The demon Summer's waiting for you in the car. And then who else? We got to stick to popular ones, obviously.
For sure.
And then maybe I'm gonna go with JoJo, and I'm gonna go with the third JoJo.
Specifically.
Yeah, what's his name? Jotaro? Is that him? The one with Star Platinum?
Yeah, the one with the policeman's cap.
The one that always smokes a cigarette, even though they don't show it in the English version?
Well, I wouldn't know that because I watch everything dubbed, but
Yeah, he's the one that goes yada yada does it.
yeah, Jotaro.
Yeah, from Star Crusaders.
Good shit. Okay. I see the vision, not gonna lie.
He says, yes, yes, yes. No, no, no.
Golly. Okay, so that doesn't box me out of anything I was still hoping to grab yet. Gotta go with Spike Spiegel, Cowboy Bebop. It's hard to beat a story like that and a guy like Spike.
Yeah.
Just too cool. Where do I go from here, though, is the question. You put an idea in my head, and I hate to pick it just because it's the only thing I can think of right now.
Pick whatever you want.
But, yeah, no, it just doesn't qualify that much. You know what? Fine, we'll take him, and then I'll come up with a really good one for number 5. We will going from Hunter x Hunter. What a lad. Talk about willing to leave it all on the table. The dude killed himself to win, and cool that the author Deus Ex'd him kind of back in. To me, he should have died when he let the cap off, really emptied out the tank. It would have been more satisfying as a viewer to see that be the conclusion. But yeah, you gotta respect the effort there. And just also, he could find his dad. Didn't even really care about being a hunter that much.
Yeah. Over here, we're gonna go with. Oh fuck! I just had it. Where I'm at? I'm at Naruto. I've got Tanjiro, and I've got Jotaro Josuke. Oh my god! What a fucking team!
Right.
What a fucking team! I feel like I gotta put Eren Yeager in there.
Okay.
Just because he's like my light Yagami, he's my anti-hero character. Although he started as a regular hero and then he became an anti-hero.
So true.
He also got long hair and looked like a piece of shit for a while, missing an arm and a leg.
Fuck being differently abled, am I right?
Oh my god!
That's what you said.
Well, you could grow it back. You could grow it back the whole time. And then fuck, what's another good one here? I'm thinking. Trying to think what's like famous, like people would know this person, sort of. Like I could do Ichigo from Bleach, but I don't want to do him. I don't like him.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you after. I know
Yeah.
exactly who I would put in your top 5 based on your choices so far.
You do?
I know exactly who goes here, in my opinion.
You're not gonna tell me right now.
No, because I don't even want a hint of influence on this.
And I already hints have influenced yours. No. We'll do. Is it Hideki?
Mm-hmm.
No, not who you're thinking of. But isn't his name Hideki, the guy from Tokyo Ghoul?
Kaneki.
Kaneki. Yeah, Kaneki.
Yeah, depending on how you want to say it, I guess. You can manipulate syllables however you want to, I suppose.
Oh, you know what? No Kaneki. We're going with an anime that only Doug and I know because no one else knows it. We're going with Sasaki. Sasaki's number 5.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Fuck yeah. Honestly, even if you're not even close to an anime fan, whenever they come out with it in English, watch an episode or two of Sasaki and Peeps. It transcends that as a medium or as a kind of animation. Like, it's just a fun story. It's good. I can't tell you a thing like it that I've seen. It's that unique. So, excellent choice. I would have put Kirito from Sword Art.
Yeah, okay.
That guy. But Sasuke, good shit.
We have one like older gentleman who's just like a businessman, but like is selling binoculars to aristocrats.
Dude, I'm gonna go a little off the wall, relatively for my list as well, and a little bit of recency bias. But at number 5 protagonist, round out my team, we're going Frieren from Frieren.
Oh, you know what? We could have done Gojo. Would Gojo count as the protagonist, or would it be Itsuki or whatever? Itadori.
I feel like
It would be Itadori.
Itadori, yeah.
So yeah.
It'd be like saying protagonist and then picking Sasuke. Like,
yeah.
Story massively important. Definitely not the main guy we're looking at.
Yeah, the show's called Naruto. Anyway, okay, so you're going with who again?
With Frieren from Frieren.
The fucking Kudere elf.
Just, it's a hard.
That's like the number 1 anime on anime list right now.
Yeah,
Which is weird.
Recency bias and review bombing, and I mean, a lot of it is review bombing essentially, or just mass reviewing in general. Because if you look at that, it's not even close to the first recent anime that is unseated Brotherhood from the top of the list.
Yeah.
But it always corrects over time as like less and less people want the newest, hottest show to be the number 1 thing. The overtime reviews correct, and people who never left their review before, or people who go on to enjoy a bunch of anime, then go back and, even if they were the kind of person that top rated Frieren, once they watch it, they're like, oh, it is actually Brotherhood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, giving it such praise as I did, neither of us picked an Elric brother, which is crazy.
No, I don't. I don't really like that show that much.
But
anyway, so
I like your team a lot, I gotta say. I think your team's pretty cool.
yeah, I like Jotaro, man. He really rounds it out, you know?
Definitely the captain. If we're giving a captain's hat to...
You don't think Naruto would be the captain? I feel like Naruto would be the captain, but Jotaro would be like the vice captain.
There's no way. Naruto is like... He's like the face. If we were going to give him D&D roles, he'd be the party face. Like, he'd be like a bard or some shit.
Well, Luffy is literally the captain, so, I mean, is he the captain of yours?
Who else is it going to be?
Light Yagami's a smart-ass dude.
You want him at headquarters. We're not sending him out in the field.
Okay. All right, should we do our last one real quick? We don't have too much time.
I don't think we need to.
I think we should do it.
You want to?
Yeah, the produce.
Produce? Okay.
Is the neutral pick?
Yeah. This is one that, no matter what, I think everyone can relate to.
I thought colors was pretty relatable, but yeah.
You'd be surprised. That's why it's my favorite. My favorite question to ask people is, "What's your favorite color?" It tells you so much.
It'd been funny if it was people of color. What's your favorite people of color? Make a team.
Oh.
There's not that many categories to pick from.
Tune in next week and we do a race draft. All right, but for neutral, let's hit a 1-round RPS real quick for first.
On shoot.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna start off with strawberries.
Okay. Interesting choice. Wow. I got to go for 2 staple fruits right away. Apple, banana.
You know you could do veggies as well. It's produce.
Okay. Well, I said staple fruit, didn't
Yeah.
I? I didn't say staple produce.
All right. Next, I'm going with grapes and blueberries.
Okay, fruit-heavy draft. I feel the pull toward other. You know what? Do roots count? I guess roots can count.
Any sort of produce.
Yeah. So we're going carrots and potatoes.
Apple, banana, carrot, potato. What kind of weird fucking dish are you making?
Yeah. Well, obviously, carrot potato is going to be the entree, and then you have apple banana for dessert.
Okay.
But keep hating.
So you started with dessert, okay. Strawberry, grape, blueberry. Next I'm going with pineapple. And then, oh man. I think I gotta round it out with cantaloupe.
Thank you. So
I'm making a sick ass fruit salad.
Apparently, and you want to talk on me for going double fruit.
I'm making a fruit salad. That was my goal the whole time.
Well, I'm going to continue on with my goal of having a well-rounded team and end with onion. Boom. We just went from having a weird root dish to a pretty good soup and some dessert. Tell me that starting your day with a banana is bad.
Tell me, starting your day, tell me how apples and bananas go together very well.
Okay, well, they don't have to go together. You have them separately. Apples is nature's toothbrush, dude. Like, the way that apple flesh works, like, sort of like micro abrases your teeth as you're eating.
Kind of like dog food for dogs.
Yes. Dogs in all ways have kind of the perfect existence. Like, they really figured it out as a species.
Are we gonna plug appleranking.com now because you picked apples?
I mean, can we? Every time I've tried to do it, ever since the inception, you've been like, where's
They
my
have to
hat?
give me a fucking hat.
Well, can I? You don't have to plug them with me, but I'm going to speak the gospel. I love this website so much. AppleRankings.com. Beautiful stuff.
We've already plugged them before, and they're not even a sponsor. We're not sponsored, guys.
And this is what you come to the show for. Really crazy takes from Doug.
I can't wait.
And AppleRanking.com.
I can't wait till we get to do ad reads. Like, oh my god. We talked about this before, but like half of the show would just be ad reads.
Talk about the real dream career is just guy who reads ads. That's the real.
Dude, if we could just like read ads and then like and then just make riffs about them for a while, like a certain show that we both enjoy,
Dude.
and then like we could just riff a little bit more afterwards and stuff, and that'd be the whole show.
Easiest 100,000 a month I could ever make. Why you give that up? I don't know.
We want to part a shot.
Yeah. Fire away.
So guys, I don't know if you've heard the news yet, but if you haven't, Mondays and Tuesdays a certain streamer goes live. His name is twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411, and you can come check it out live. You can see it. It's pretty fucking awesome. I'm playing Dead by Daylight with hated character Sable Ward.
And new this week, he's streaming in color. That's right. It used to be black and white.
Okay.
If you tune in from this date onward, it didn't used to be in color like that, and no one can tell you otherwise, or me otherwise.
What was I going to say, though, about that? I did want to say, though, that Fang Min used to get similar hate, and she's my main, so that's kind of funny, because she's very, very popular. And you can't be racist against a Chinese person, so they couldn't claim her as being racist. But now that Sable's popular, they're claiming that she's racist, because she's white, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, guys, what the fuck? And then secondly, my actual shot is that the Islamic Republic in Iran is kind of like a public school, but more like a private school. They have a very, very strict uniform policy. And if you break it, you get beaten very hard. You get pulled into vans by the morality police and beaten. Maybe go to jail, maybe die. There was a lady that died somewhat recently. They had protests about it. That's pretty crazy. But the uniform police are out there. Make sure you're wearing your hijab correctly, ladies.
Hey, yeah. And if you're not about that life, then it's time to do some reevaluation, I guess. That's all I have to say in terms of that. But golly, over here, you already know the deal. If you don't at this point, it's in the show notes. Come check me out on social. I'd be in all kinds of comment sections, giving takes, saying cool things like no justice on this shitfuck Chungus site. That was a banger I had this week. A lot of people got behind that sentiment. Yeah, I'm undefeated in getting people who I know to like TikToks I've reposted as well. I am very clearly a good curator of that content. So, come hang, add to the count. Let's pump those numbers up, baby.
Bigger number equals better person.
And bigger number equals better platform. Now we're leaving morality out of this. We're talking about sheer quality here.
I'm talking about your value as a person, not like morality.
Well, speaking of value as a person, we're going to continue with my authoritative segment here. Yeah. So we talked about empathy. I talked about empathy a little bit last week. Now that's like toddler level shit. Another toddler level shit is going after a public official on a morality basis. Like, it's way more important to focus on how good or bad their policy is rather than what they're doing personally. And this is me coming out in defense of RFK Jr., saying, I don't think it's so bad that you're a lifelong philanderer and that you've had at one point in time up to 43 active mistresses. You know, I can't hate the player or the game there. Some people are just really into sex like that, and clearly he was good at it. So, you know what? You know, I'm a lot more concerned about what he might do to dismantle things like the trust around already proven good vaccines. I like living in a country where we don't have to deal with polio and mumps and measles.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I'd like that to not go away. And I think that's maybe a more important thing to talk about with RFK than cool he fucks. So, you know. When it comes to important people like that, and what they do in their private life, maybe not as important as what they might do to the public.
Yes.
So,
the greater good, if you will.
yeah, when you're making appeals to someone's authority or how much you should give to them, maybe focus on what matters is my shot.
Okay. I have to ask that you play this in completion, by the way.
Okay. This is going to be a lot easier for you to hang out. Like, you won't even see us finish this on video, really. But yeah, audio. My little audio beastlings. You're in for a real treat. But
Take it away, Doug.
yeah. To all of you out there, continue to do what you must, which is chop water, carry wood, and most importantly, Xiao Shu.
Welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Let's start the show.